Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Georgiman and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga, and I'm here today to talk about Chainsaw Man chapter 207. So, what did I think about this week's chapter? To be frank, I really enjoyed this chapter, and the main reason was because we get to see some closure between Asa and Denji and just how their chemistry keeps increasing and their relationship keeps getting closer and closer. Because in this week's chapter, pretty much Asa reassures Denji that she will be there for him no matter what, and she will try to make him happy, which is a great moment because we have known that Denji has been in a bit of despair in the last couple of chapters after the revelation of the Fire Devil. So it was great seeing that Denji, he's getting back to a normal state of mind, or at least the most normal that Denji can get at, after all the traumaticness that he's dealt with. But I thought it was really great, and it also set up towards the end of the chapter a really cool panel, which I will get to. Now, before I get any further with this week's chapter, I just want to give you guys a quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my Chainsaw Man, as well as all my anime and manga content that I'll be providing in this channel. It really helps out a lot, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you guys could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into this week's chapter. So this week's chapter starts out right where we left off, which is pretty much Asa holding on to Denji because they're both being lifted up by the fallen devil. And pretty much Denji's like, no, I don't deserve to be happy. Like, my life sucks. Just being down in despair. And this is the moment where I was telling you earlier where Asa pretty much reassures Denji like, hey, stop it. Like, I'm here for you. Like, because Denji's pretty much just saying like, I don't deserve to be happy. And he's just going on this whole long rant. And this is where Asa steps in and she's like, no, listen, dummy. Like, I'll be here to make you happy. Like, no, like, stop whatever you're saying and doing. Just listen to me. Like, no matter what, I'm here to try to make you happy, and I don't want to make you happy. And Denji's like, how though? And this is where Asa responds with like, well, I don't know, but like, we can think about it together. And then there's like a pause, and she goes, yeah, you have to think about it because like, you're dumb. And I was like, that's typical Asa behavior. So I love that. And as the chapter kept going, we see that then eventually Denji's like, okay, like, why do we even have to why we even have to fight her? Like, how? Like, why? And this is where Asa turns it around. It's something around like where the Denji would have told Asa back in the day, which she's like, you don't know why? It's because we're superheroes. And Denji's like, huh? And I really like that because pretty much Asa is just making Denji recontextualize his behavior and pretty much reconsider his options and the decisions that he's made, where he right now he seems defeated and why not, but Asa's like, we don't have time for that. But this is not what heroes do, and we do know that Chainsaw Man to Denji is a hero, obviously a superhero. So this is funny, like, we're superheroes, we're supposed to save the day. And as she's saying all that, then the next panel is where we see that Yoru takes control once again. And Denji's like, well, how are we going to defeat her? And then this is where Yoru says something very interesting, where she's like, okay, I'm going to use tank. And then she's like, what? You're going to use what? And she's like, I'm a low, like, you'll see what it means. And she's like, tank devil. And literally the next panel was incredible. Like, I was like laughing because I was like, oh my God, Fujimoto really took up the entirety of the panel, demonstrating just how long the tank devil's power is, or how destructive it could be, because we see that literally Yoru has like a super like sniper kind of thing, like a tank, like the barrel of a tank. It's very long, and we see that she's aiming it towards the falling devil, and we see that Yoru pretty much explains how the power is going to work. And she's like, listen, my tank devil is, I've loaded every single weapon that we have done up to this point into this tank. So I'm about to just on-roll and just go all in on her. And I was just so in awe looking at this panel, because I was like, oh my God, this is like arguably one of the coolest panels in all of Chainsaw Man, because it's just the absurdity, which if you guys know, obviously Chainsaw Man's very absurd. It's very crazy. And like with the art style, especially some panels are incredible. This one was it was both incredible from a visual standpoint, where it was like, oh, this looks really awesome, like drawn, and it was also extremely extra, which I loved. Because I was like, this is just a big gun, like a really big gun. And it was awesome though. I loved it, because as she's holding Denji's like, ow, it's heavy. But what we see, she starts unfolding, and like I said, she says that every weapon that she's created back before, it's loaded into this tank. And she was not lying, because we see that as she starts shooting at the falling devil, the first weapon that gets shot is literally the first weapon that was created from part 2, which was the teacher or whatever that Yoru turned into a weapon. You know, the spinal cord sword or whatever. Not the spinal cord. Yeah, I think it was a spinal cord. Where's the guy's head, and then, you know, like his spinal cord. He shoots it at her, and then she continues to just start shooting more of the older weapons, like the aquarium spear. We see the uniform sword, and when she was fighting the Justice Devil, we see all these weapons, and it's just like she's not letting go. Like, she's just spamming the attacks. And you would think it eventually would work, right? Like, just keep damaging it till it cannot regenerate. At least that's what I'm thinking. And we see that she keeps unloading all these weapons, and then eventually we see that she even sends out we see that she even sets out a Tenta Tangetsu from Bleach. And in all seriousness, like, come on now, as I'm showing you guys this panel, you guys cannot tell me that doesn't look like the Ichigo's Shikai, like his sword, right? Like, it's just a big sword like that. That's the first thing that came in my mind. It might be because I just finished rewatching Bleach like 2 weeks ago, because my girlfriend had never seen Bleach, so me and her, I showed her all of Bleach. It was a great rewatch, on a side note. But yeah, I just kept thinking of like Ichigo's Shikai, like his sword, because it looks like it. Like, I was just like, come on now. But continuing on, she's unloading all these weapons. Eventually we see that, you know, she is literally non-stopping, like, at all, and she just keeps firing. Like, she's like Buddha. She keeps, like, you know, shooting. And eventually how the chapter ends is where we see literally a bunch of weapons, like, just covering what it looks like to be the corpse or whatever is left of the Falling Devil, because we just see a bunch of weapons in the floor. Like, it looks like, if you guys ever seen like Fate Stay Unlimited Blade Works, it just looks like Archer's like Noble Phantasm, where you just see swords everywhere. It's just like a graveyard of swords. But yeah, you just see everything just piled up, and I was just like, wow, talk about overkill, right? And that's to be still decided, because we don't know if this was even if this even killed the Fallen Devil. If I had to speculate, perhaps I don't think that she's dead just yet, because I feel like she is kind of tricky to deal with, the Fallen Devil. But I'll be like, I mean, listen, it's a 50-50. Is she defeated? Maybe. We just defeated the fake Chainsaw Man, so who's there to say that actually, you know, Yoru got the W here and defeated the Fallen Devil? Like I said, it's too soon to call. We would have to wait till next chapter to really clarify that, obviously. But man, talk about just unloading the clip on someone, right? Like, I was like, man, like, this was personal. But yeah, I thought it was cool. Like I said, like the chapter was, once you narrow it down, it's actually pretty simplistic and very straightforward in that regard. Where we see is pretty much just Asa trying to get Denji out of his depression at the moment, as well as we see that Yoru just goes for the kill on the Fallen Devil, or just she unloads her clip. So we see that pretty much that's how the chapter ended up being, and I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was good. I really liked, like I said, the moment where Asa is saying that she wants to make Denji happy and she'll do anything for it. It's also once again hinting that, you know, maybe the end of the story might not be as happy as we might want it to be, which would be sad, because I just want Asa and Denji to end up together and just live their lives happily, because they deserve it, man. They've been through some stuff, but knowing Fujimoto, he would just crush all our hearts by having them like both die, or one of them die trying to save the other, which I'm not ready for. But yeah, I thought it was, like I said, a good chapter. The action scenes, like action scenes, more like the action panels were great. Like I said, I still can't get over that big tank panel. Like, that was insane, man. I was like, Fujimoto, you mad, man. But yeah, overall, really like this chapter, and I can't wait to see what happens in the next one. But with all that being said, what did you guys think about this week's chapter? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys thought it was alright? What do you guys thought? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Chainsaw Man, as well as more anime and manga content in the near future. But yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.